took it all away. The lanes and the meadows, the places where you used to play. It was an inside job by the well-connected. Your little protest summarily rejected. It was an inside job, like it always is. Chalk it up to business as usual. While you are dreaming, this little island disappears. While you are looking the other way, they'll take your right to own your own ideas. And it's an inside job, favors collected. Your trusted servants have left you unprotected. Was an inside job, like it always is. Just chalk it up to business as usual. You think that you're so smart, but you don't have a fucking clue what those men up in the towers are doing to me and you. And they'll keep doing it, 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 till we all wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. I know what I've done wrong. I am acquainted with the night. I know how hard it is to always walk out in the light. And it's an inside job to learn about forgiving. It's an inside job to hang on to the joy of living. They know the road by which you came. They know your mother's maiden name. And what you had for breakfast, what you hidden in the mattress. Insect politics in different universe. Bang your head against the wall, but empathy is worse. It's an inside job. It's like forgive me, forgive me. But you can say, baby, baby, can I hold you tonight? Baby, if I told you the right words, ooh, at the right time, you'd be mine. I love you is all that you can say. Years gone by and still words don't come easily. Like I love you, I love you. But you can say, baby, baby, can I hold you tonight? Baby, if I told you the right words, ooh, at the right time, you'd be mine. Baby, can I hold you tonight? Baby, if I told you the right words, ooh, at the right time, you'd be mine. You'd be mine. You'd be mine.
Dude, AEW is garbage. I don't ever want to hear. I'm just now seeing this. I don't even think I can show this on YouTube. It's pretty graphic. I don't think, I don't want to hear no more about how AEW, oh, it's so great. Smokey is so fucking so much better than, fucking, WWE. This is terrible. This is awful. Like, this is this is not wrestling. This is like fucking garbage. Like this is legitimate garbage. Like some type of weird fetish shit that you guys are into where I mean literally the guy took a suplex on nails on nails in a bat. Okay? Now, I know what you're saying. Well, that's probably fake, but it's literally not. You can literally see the nails stuck in his back, the blood, and they can't and they're trying to pull it out of his back and you can see the skin. This is awful. This is trash. This is complete fucking trash. And if you're into this, you got something wrong with you, bro. Like this is loser shit. I know wrestling is fake, and so I do not want to see a guy actually hurt himself like this. I don't find it entertaining because I know wrestling's fake. So this is not like these guys are having a real fight or whatever. This is some fake shit. And the dude was like, "Yeah, I want you to give me a suplex on them nails." And that's gay, bro. And Edge is the guy suplexing him. I mean, what happened to Edge? This is not getting me to tune in. This is making it like this just reinforces that AEW sucks cock. It's so lame. Look at that in his back. Look at that in his back. John Moxley with baseball bat with nails in it stuck in his back. Yeah, that's where he really did that. You know how stupid that is? You know how dumb that is? He really did that. But it's wrestling. You understand? It's pro wrestling. So we all know it's not real. We all know what it is. So why are you really, you know what I mean? Why are you really fucking why are you really doing this? You know? It don't even make sense. I'm gonna show it to you. Fuck it. If we get banned, we get banned. Follow me on X. I mean, this is on national television. Fuck, I can't, you know what I mean? This is on TV. So if I get banned, go fuck yourself. Look at this. Watch this. Tell me this is, look at that. Look at that. There's another video of him trying to pull it out of his back. It's gross. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. This company is going to keep going down the drain because of shit like this. This shit is garbage. This shit is straight fucking. And people want to try to tell me, oh yeah, it's way better than WWE. No, WWE is professional. They're not doing. This is shit that they did in the. They didn't even do shit like this in the '90s. I ain't never seen nobody with nails stuck in their back, but I seen some crazy shit. But that's in the past. Like we're all grown ass men now. We watch that shit as kids. We're grown men now. And we know this is fake. So why would you be into this at all? Why would you be into a guy doing this to himself? This is sick. This is sick, demented shit. And it ain't getting me to want to tune in. Why would I watch this when I can watch WWE, which is way better than it, and ain't doing weird shit like this? Not only are you doing weird shit like this, but you don't even have good stories. You don't have nothing. You don't have nothing to keep me interested. Who cares? But who cares about these characters? Who cares about the stories of these characters? They're all losers. And this is why they got to do shit like this because they're trying to be shock jocks or trying to get attention through shocking people. But nobody wants to see this. Don't you realize that? Don't you realize like the era of like gory movies? Don't you notice that those movies don't really do good and people don't really go see that shit? People's over like the torture movies. It's just it's I've seen enough. I've seen enough of all this torture, gruesome brutality bullshit. And I definitely don't want to see it in wrestling where you're literally stabbing yourself with nails. What the fuck? It's wrestling, bro. It's not even supposed. It's not. You're not supposed to actually get hurt. Fucking idiot. That's not wrestling. You're really hurting each other. You're having like a street fight or something. Choreographed street fight. Like I'm really gonna throw you on these nails. These are real nails. I'm gonna throw you. By the way, they're not going super deep in his back, so they probably definitely did something, but still, it's stuck in his back. These things are stuck in the back. There's blood and shit, like you can see it stuck in his back. So clearly, I mean, who would do something like it's insane. It's fucking insane. And it's your back. You're landing on these fucking nails, getting suplexed on them. This dude's gonna be in a fucking wheelchair one day. When this dude gets old, he ain't gonna be able to walk, bro. This dude is fucked. John Moxley is fucked. And stop. And I'm tired of seeing him bleed too. Bleeds every fucking match. Bleeds every match. This is shit he wanted to. This is what he was crying about. WWE wouldn't let him do. He tried to get Brock Lesnar to do this shit, and Brock Lesnar was like, "Get a fucking life. Get a fucking life." I'm not doing that. I'm not throwing you on a bed of nails, you fucking lunatic. It's fucking stupid. This is fucking trash. Good fucking grief. I'll be back. You should be embarrassed to watch this. If you watch this, you're fucking. There's something wrong with you, man. Who watches this? Total loser shit. Watches that shit. Anyway, guy sent me $20. He wanted me to talk about Harry begging for pussy, begging for nudes. Fucking you raw after a wine tasting. Who texted a girl that? What is going on? Hey, I'd love to fuck you raw after the wine tasting. Like what? Huh? It does sound kind of nice though. Nice wine tasting, and then fuck her raw, huh? It does sound nice. I'll be honest. That sounds nice. Sounds like a nice evening. We'll go out. We'll do some wine tasting, and then I'll go home and fuck you raw. Yeah. I wonder if she was into it. She must have been. She must have been. She kept sending nudes. Honestly, the sad part is they were all into it until they found out about each other, and then they suddenly were like, "Oh, look at this loser." Nah, I'm not buying it because you was into it when he was doing it. When he was texting you that shit, you was like, hell yeah, I love it. I love it. I love Harry. Oh my God. And then when you found out he had a bunch of other women, which of course he did. Of course he does. He's a typical guy. He's a typical fake guy who pretends, oh, I love you so. I love women. I believe all women. I respect women. Those are the worst types of guys because they're full of shit. They're lying. They're lying. They're lying. And then they're shocked. They're like, I can't believe Harry would do this. Really? I mean, really? He lies about You know what I mean? Like he lies about the news. You didn't think he was lying to you? What? Oh, you believe all that shit on the news because you're a dumb fuck liberal. Oh, why are women so gullible? Like, why do they? And they always talk like they're not, but they clearly are. Like, who would trust this guy? He lies about the news on TV. He lies about it. He lies about the president. He lies like who does? I've been saying for years that's weird behavior. It's one thing to lie, protect your own life or protect yourself, or when you're lying to protect Joe Biden, when you're lying about the TV news. I mean, what? You're lying about the fucking news as just a normal person, just a normal everyday person, and you're lying about the news. You know how weird that fucking is. I tried to explain it to Junie for years. That's weird behavior. I don't do that, so I don't understand why you would do that. Could understand lying sometimes about some things, but lying about the news shows a clear problem. Like you have a serious problem with lying, bro. Like I can't even trust what you say about current events. You gonna lie to me about that? Like, why? You're gonna shield for Joe Biden? What? It ain't make sense. It makes no sense. Why are you lying about that? When they were lying about the prices being up, they were like, "Nah, the prices aren't up. Everything's fine." I'm like, "What is wrong with you?" Well, who does like you? That's like going outside and saying, "Dad, there's no sun in the sky." It's like it's right there. I see it. Nah, that's how bad these people have got. So of course he's lying to you, you dumb bitch. Of course he's lying to you. You sending him fucking nudes and shit. By the way, if I was gonna remember he posted that video with that girl the other day. If I took a video with some girl and she hit her face, I'd be like, "Bye, bitch." I mean, what the hell? He's retarded. She don't want to be seen with you. She don't want to be seen with you because you're a loser. Don't you realize that? She sees you as a loser and she doesn't want to be seen with you. She doesn't want to take pictures with you. She hit her face, so nobody knows it's her. And you probably had to beg her to do that. And that's a massive red flag because you're kind of famous. You know what I mean? You have a following, you have a large following and stuff. And you think normally women would be like, oh yeah, yeah, let me leech off your fame, let me put my face in this video. But you're a fucking dork. Your fame, this is why you don't want to get this is why people they chase this fame and attention. Is why I've been explaining this for years. Embarrassing yourself on the internet for fame is loser shit. Stop doing that because it's not the kind of fame you want. It's not girls ain't wanting to be with you. Nobody wants to fuck. You're a laughing stock. Would you realize that? You're the punching bag of the internet. So, and everybody gets trolled, right? But that's all that, like Wings of Redemption or Boogie or whatever. That's all they do to you. Like, you don't have any positive viewers, you know what I'm saying? You're just getting trolled ruthlessly 24/7. That's all you're here for. That's all you're here for. I think there's a term for it. I'm not quite sure, but I think there's a term for these types of people that they've created where you're just, people donate to you and just clown you 24/7. That's all that they do. They don't want nothing else from you but to just make fun of you, and you put up with it for money. Now, most people would say, most normal people would say, "Oh, every time I get on there, people just make fun of me. Like, it's kind of silly. Like, why even?" And they would just quit and just do it, get a real job. You know what I'm saying? Just have a normal life. They would say, "I don't really have any positive following. I mean, nobody seems to want me here. They just want to clown me all the time. So I guess I should just quit." But they like that money. They like that money so much they can't do it. So they become the laughing stock of the internet. And so when women hide their face, they don't want to be seen. They don't want to be seen associated with you unless they can use their association to like shit on you because you've scorned them, you've hurt them. That's why these women are coming out showing their faces because they've been scorned, right? So now they're getting revenge. And the only way they can get revenge is they got to show their face and they got to show the text. That's the only way they can get back at him is they've got to attack his fake image of being a nice guy because he's not a nice guy. He's a clown. By the way, anyone that's overly nice like that is suspect. It's a red flag. Anyone that's trying to be all PC perfect and shit. But you see how he lies about Republicans, how he talks about Republicans? That shows you right there he's not a nice guy. Like he's just some nice dude. No. If he was like just a nice guy, he'd be like in the middle going, "Hey guys, let's just get along, guys. Let's just try to talk." That's a real nice person. You know, he's not a nice guy. And so he treats women like shit. Of course he does. He's a liberal. Any guy that's sitting around kissing women's ass, acting like women, or just that they don't do nothing wrong, they're so perfect, they don't lie and shit. Any dude saying that is a clown. He's a straight up fucking clown. Because that's just not normal. It's not normal behavior. And all these women fell for it. And he had 11 of them going. 11 women crying, falling for it. It's actually sad. It's actually really sad. Pathetic. It's just sad you women fall for it. You think Harry was fucking these girls or just getting nude pictures? You think he was taking them to a wine tasting? Just fucking them? I don't think so. Sure, I believe he was fucking talking to any of them. Really. Could be a psyop. 'Cause see, we all thought he was gay, and now all these women come out. There's part of me that thinks it's like a psyop. Like it's to fool us. Like he's so desperate not to be considered a fucking fag that he will do something like that. He'll say, they get all these women to come out. And this guy's had enough. This guy. There was a guy. I heard that some guy raped a woman that was associated. I don't know if that's true, but I was reading something earlier about somebody got raped, or some woman was accusing of rape. A guy forced himself on her. I can't remember his name, but he's associated with Harry. Apparently, he's got 1 million TikTok followers. This guy, and I was reading something on Twitter about how some girl said he forced himself on her and raped her at a party or something. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I heard.
Anyways, for the first 866 of you guys, make sure to double tap on that phone screen and share that live and spam that comment section. Listen, I don't even know where to start. You know, before coming on live, kind of like all day, I've kind of been like sitting back thinking about what I want to say in response to Harry and Chris, because I'm sure that you guys have all heard about that. I mean, it's been like the #1 story on Twitter for the last 30 hours straight. A couple news sources even picked it up. And I've been so mentally distressed for like the last day or two. And like even just the term mentally distressed, I don't even think correctly represents, the journey to hell and back, just, fighting through so many different dynamics, etc. And I think what I want to leave you guys with is I'm not friends with Chris and Harry. And that's it. There's so many thoughts that I have in my head. So many thoughts. So many thoughts.
Massive red flag. First of all, massive red flag to throw your friends right under the bus for 11. Women ain't doing that. I ain't gonna throw all their friends under the bus for your dumb ass. He threw them right under the bus. By the way, I mean, say what you want. I mean, I don't think what Harry did was that bad, honestly. I just think he's a faggot. And I think that if a Republican did what he did, he'd act like the sky was falling. So he deserves the same energy back. So we're gonna act like he raped. That's how we're gonna act. Now he didn't rape anybody, but we're gonna act. We're not gonna say he raped it, but that's the energy we're gonna give off. Like we're gonna be like, oh my god, this is so serious. Oh fucking god. Oh my god. He rapes. He manipulated him. He told some girl he was really into her to get her nudes. Oh, the horror. Oh, the horror. But he's throwing them right under the bus. That's crazy. He's acting like they raped somebody, like right under the bus. Right under the bus you go. Right under the bus. And they're not being accused of raping nobody. He's being accused of being a dick, of being a cocksucker, of being a liar, which, I mean, you should have already knew he's a fucking liar when you met him. I mean, what the fuck? It's a mystery to you that he's a liar? Lies all the time. He lies about the TV. He lies about politics. He lies about the president. It's weird. Who does that? What do you gain from it? I guess he gets paid to do it. He's a paid liar. It's his career to be a fucking professional liar. And he's terrible at it, by the way. Terrible at it. Because he's just a laughing stock. He's not like he's effective. He's really getting things done. He's swaying minds and shit with his opinions. He's just the laughing stock of the internet. The Democratic Party pays him to be a laughing stock. It's actually insane. He's actually the biggest LOL cow there is. There's no bigger than him because he's literally paid by a political party to be a laughing stock, to just be punched in the head figuratively every day on the internet, just slapped around by everyone online. I mean, he tried to troll some right wing guy and he was like, I'm going to be taking your wife. Have you ever seen that tweet? I'm going to invite your wife over. And his ex-wife, okay? The guy's ex-wife, he thought he getting him. and making fun of his divorce. The actual ex-wife replied and told him she doesn't date faggots. So this guy, I mean, he tried to shit in this guy's mouth and he got shit in the mouth even worse than the other guy did him. He's so bad at it. This guy tossed him right under the bus. Get your ass on that bus.
I don't think right now I'm even in a place where I can adequately give you guys those thoughts in a way that makes sense.
He can't come up with some thoughts. He can't come up with some thought. I had some immediate thoughts when I was seeing all this. He doesn't have any thoughts. No thoughts from this man. I don't have that auto rap app anymore, but maybe I'll re-download it. It costs money though. Can't remember what it costs.
So I think for right now,
I just don't have the thoughts, guys. I don't know what to say. You don't have nothing to say. This is boring, by the way. It's like you know what I mean? Like there's some controversy going on. It involves you. Hey man, entertain us, brother. Talk about the controversy, brother. I mean, it's so gay. It's actually gay. It actually is really gay to run from the controversy. I find it gay because that's what the viewers want. That's what they're there for today. The controversy that involves you, and you need to get into it. Like he should be given some juicy detail. I did. Anytime something happens to me, I get on here and tell all about it. Why not? Why not? Why let someone else tell the story? I'll tell it myself. Why don't you get the views from it? Why are you gonna let now someone else is making a tell-all video about it? The controversy. You're too pussy to get on there and go, listen, man, I knew Harry was kind of a fucking fag, and I knew he was kind of he did that to women, but he's alright, I like the guy. He ain't a fucking rapist. Why don't you defend your friend? Why don't you prove that you're actually a grown man? Instead, you look like he's about to cry. He he's pathetic. He's a pathetic man. He can't even defend his friend. He can't even stand up for his friend. He's like, we're not even friends. Like, damn. Yeah, I'm not even friends. I don't know that guy. There's a bunch of pictures of y'all together holding hands. I don't even know that guy.
I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not friends with Chris and Harry. And I think as time goes on and I'm able to gather my thoughts and present them to you guys in a way in which makes sense, we could do that. But honestly, right now, I'm tired. I'm defeated. And I've gone through so many emotions in the last 2 days. But for the 2.2 thousand people in here, I appreciate you guys for being in here. Make sure that you are double tapping away on that phone screen for me, sharing out that live. We are going to hop into the debates. But before we do, there's actually one other thing that I did want to say here. So before coming on here, I did talk to the women and I basically asked them if there's anything that they wanted me to kind of reiterate to you guys, because I'm sure that this message won't just reach the 2.5 thousand people that have just tuned into the live. I'm sure that it will be screen recorded. It'll be on Twitter. It'll be in a lot of different places.
I'm tired. I'm defeated. Well, he is getting slapped. I forgot about that part. He is getting backhanded by Trump on a daily basis. And Elon getting him too. So I guess I understand, where it's like you're getting fucking slapped around politically every day. That's your thing. You're the political guy. And you're getting manhandled by the right wing every day. The right wing is manhandling you. Your party looks fucking retarded. The things they're doing are insane, and it's just a mess. And now you got to deal with this shit. Now you gotta deal with this fucking fag Harry and his stupid shit. He can't behave himself in a fucking dude. You're like a professional guy. You know, you're trying to build something here. And you got enough sense about yourself to not be texting women a bunch of crazy ass shit. Because you got an image to uphold here. You're trying to build something here for yourself on TikTok. And this fucking dork, this fucking little dweeb I mean, come on. Like, we're both in the same fucking field of work here. Don't you know better, you fucking dork? Why are you texting a girl all this fucking shit? You know, like, why you got 11 girls and shit? Why? Why? You're fucking up our money, guy. Honestly, that's what I would have said. I would have got on there and been like, hey, man, Harry, you're fucking up the money, guy. Like, you're fucking up our whole fucking thing we're trying to do here. And I'm calling you out publicly. Fuck you. Like, this is making me look bad. I don't text women like this. But look what you've done, Harry. You know, we're going through enough right now. We got Donald Trump, you know, we're Donald Trump's attacking. I would have spun it around too. I'd been like, Donald Trump's attacking women's rights and coming for women's rights. And women are getting, you know, and then, you know, they look to you as like someone to fight Trump and you just as bad as Trump. Like you just as bad as I mean, I'm disappointed, Harry. I'm disappointed. Like if you're gonna throw him under the bus, throw his ass under that bus. Take him and just toss him under that motherfucker, and then the crowd's like, fucking God, throw him, fucking get under the bus. Throw him on the fucking ground, break his legs, and then get in the car and drive over him. Fuck him. Fuck this guy. I don't appreciate this fucking clown. I don't appreciate what he's doing to women. I don't appreciate how he's talking to women. Fuck him. He ain't no friend of mine. We used to be friends, but he ain't no friend of mine. I disown him. Cast him out. That's what's up. See, that's the liberal way. You got to be holier than him. It really is like a religion. Like it is a cult where it's like you got to be holier than them. So this is your moment. This is your moment to take Harry and throw his ass under the goddamn bus. It's a little harsh to figuratively throw a guy under a bus. No, it's not. Especially when you're a fucking vicious liberal. So Harry has disrespected women, which women, you know, without women, Democratic Party wouldn't even fucking exist. So you kind of need to show respect to the women. If you're a Democrat, you kind of need to kiss that ass because that's all you really have if you think about it. So I kind of understand the ass kissing of women. I kind of get it from them because they need women. And if they lose women, if they turn women off to voting for their party, they're done. It's over. It's completely over because they've lost men completely. And guys like this ain't getting them back. Guys like this ain't getting them back. It's just not going to work. I don't care how good of a debater he is. If you put this guy in a room with Andrew Tate, he'd steamroll over him. Andrew Tate would steamroll over this guy because he just doesn't have the energy to match it. And right wing has a lot of energy. You don't have to like these people, but they have energy. They know how to talk. They know how to be funny and entertaining, and that's going to win out over this bullshit. And you notice, you know, Andrew Tate's got all this controversy, but he does shows and he talks about it and he's talking about it and talking about it. He's not running from it, he's not hiding from it. He's talking about what everybody wants him to talk about, what they want to hear about. Whereas you got to go get views off other shit because you're so boring. And now you have something. Now you have something that's all you and Harry and shit. And you're not going to talk about it? You're not going to give us the details? What's been going on, man? Dean, break it down, Dean. Dean, tell us what's going on. People want transparency. Everyone wants this privacy that they're not going to get anymore. You're never going to have that anymore, so you might as well accept it. There is no privacy anymore. Especially if you're a public figure. You want to get on here and run your mouth all day. You don't have privacy. People's going to be fucking digging into everything, trying to find this about you, find this. So there ain't no reason to lie. Ain't no reason to get on here and lying about shit. It ain't going to work. Harry tried to play this nice guy image and everything, and he knew how he was texting these women. He knew he had 11 different women. He knew what he was doing, and he knew how dumb he'd look if it came out. Like for most guys, nobody would even care. Like, oh, he's got 11 different girls out. Who cares? But he's Mr. Feminist. He cares about women. Oh, he loves women so much. So he's going to get held to a higher standard. People are going to say, wait a minute, guy. You love women, so how you going to. You're kind of acting like, because if Trump, man, if they had text messages with Trump doing that, Harry wouldn't shut up about it. He'd talk about it to the end of time. So Harry's made his bed now. Everybody knows the type of guy he is. And they're going to be harsh to him. Even though it's not even that big of a deal what he did, he's really going to get it because he tries to act like he's holier than everybody else. Oh, he can do no wrong. He never makes a mistake, and he's never talked to women in a disrespectful way. Nah, nah. And he got all these women on a goddamn Zoom call, live to the world, going over your all your text messages with each other. You did that to yourself. You did that to yourself. And then he gets up today. He's like, listen, guys, let's just try to focus on Donald Trump. Hey, you fucking lunatic. It actually is pathetic because it's like, why not talk about it? I just don't understand. Like, why not go live and go over the text yourself? Be like, yeah, it's crazy. I was texting all these women because actually people thought you were gay. So to me, this is kind of a win for Harry. He should be embracing it. He should be going live and going, yeah, I had 11. I was fucking them. I was fucking these 11 girls. Yeah, it's not whatever. It wasn't like I had a ring. I didn't propose to any of these women. It's not my wife or nothing. And yeah, I let him on. So what? You know? Instead, he's acting like, oh my God, he's running from it. It's not gonna work. Because it's not even that big of a deal. It's not something to run from. Like if you were being accused of rape, I can understand being like, whoa, I'm getting a lawyer. What the fuck is this bitch talking about? But I mean, come on. It's not that serious what you did. So just he's he's gonna make it bigger than it needs to be. He's gonna try to run from it, and that's all people are gonna talk about. Until you talk about it, they are never gonna shut up about it. So you might as well just go live and get it over with. And then a bunch of people are gonna go, oh, okay, who cares? But as long as they know you don't want to talk about it, you're running from it, they're gonna keep bringing it up, bring it up. That's why when people keep bringing up my divorce, I'm like, we've done the stream. How many streams we got to do? Who cares at this point? I'm sorry you missed it, but the show's over. Show's over. We're gonna talk about the same damn shit every day. Can't talk about the same tired controversy every goddamn day. But when we refuse to talk about it, well, guess what? That's all the chat's gonna want to talk about all the time because they're waiting on you to address it. You're the main story. These people want to be, they want all these followers, they want to be famous, right? But then when it's their time in the spotlight and they put themselves there with the controversy, then it's like, oh, no, 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 no. But when everybody else does something, they're the first to jump on it and talk about it. Oh, look at this. Well, it's your turn now. It's your turn to look stupid. You made a mistake and everybody found out about it. Now you look stupid. So how can we salvage this? Well, I guess we can go live and make some money off of it. Other than that, I mean, fuck you doing? Even people been waiting all day to hear Dean give his thoughts, and this is all he had for us.
Is, please don't harass these women at all.
It's really sad you even got to say that. His audience is Democrats, and he had to tell his audience, do not harass these women. I was kind of I don't know if I would have said that, Dean, but I guess you kind of had to because you know your audience. Not that the right wing don't do the same thing, but your side's supposed to be against that. These women should be going to be harassed by some liberals because they are getting played by Harry. I thought, what? Why do you got to say that to the liberals?
They've been sent their own address.
Oh
They've been
God.
they like it is absolutely disgusting.
Honestly, that's not even a big deal to me. This is why I like it. I'd be a problem if you gave me 1 million followers. I'd be a real problem for people because this shit just I don't even care. Like everybody gets sent their address. Everybody gets, you know what I mean? Like that's you do that to everybody. Why is that some special thing? I wouldn't even feel special. I would say, "Oh, cool. That's, that happened. That's already happened to me, so I don't even care." Like, do people not realize that if you get on here, put yourself out there, and a bunch of people see it, they're gonna send you your address. Yeah. Welcome to reality, bro. Mind-boggling.
It is absolutely just gross in so many ways, and
Yeah, it's fucked up, but it happens to
that is
everybody.
what they wanted me to tell you. Don't harass these women. Don't send them their own addresses. And if you claim to be like a fan of mine and you're doing that shit, just know that you're not a fan of mine. I just think that's so deplorable. But
Why don't you say unsub now, guy? Why don't you unsub right now, guy? If you're sending these women their addresses, how about you get the fuck off my channel, you fucking fag? Why don't you get angry, Dean? Why don't you stand up for women? Get angry, Dean. And say, let me tell you something. If I catch one of you doing that, I'm gonna grab you by your throat. I'm gonna grab you by your fucking throat. If I heard Dean say that, I'd say, damn, I didn't know this. Damn, this guy, he's a liberal, but all right. If Dean would have said, if I find out who you are, sending the address, I will come and grab you by your fucking throat and choke the life out of you. I will kill you. I would say, God damn, this dude. Instead of some beta shit. Please don't harass these women. Please don't do it. Please. He's not going to take a brick up to the side of a guy's head who tries to rape you in the street. He's going to fucking go, please stop raping her, please. Baby, just try to fight him off. I'm going to call 911, baby. No, pick up a brick and kill the guy with it. Bust him upside his head with a fucking brick. You tell you something, a brick upside a guy's head? I don't care who you are. Somebody takes a brick upside your head, you gonna feel it. And keep hitting him with the brick. He's a deranged rapist. He should be in CCOT. But he's not. He's trying to rape your girlfriend. Now you gotta hit him with a brick. Beat him to death with a brick. Whatever object you can find. Stick or something. I get angry, Dean. I wanted to see some anger in this video. I wanted to see, I will come to your house with a brick and I will bust open your window with it. And then I'll pick that same brick up and I will bust you up your head. I will come in the night in your sleep and you'll wake up and I'll have a brick. And I'm going to wake you up before I hit you with that brick the first time. I'm going to wake you up. I'm going to grab you by your throat, look you in the eye and say, you think it's funny to send girls' addresses to them? Is that what you're thinking? And then I'm going to hit you with a brick. I would say, God, this dude is a fucking savage. Who's this guy? I would become a big fan because I don't send women's addresses to them. That's weird. So I don't participate in such behavior. So I guess I'm a fan. you should have had a stronger response, you know? Like when you're gonna throw a motherfucker under the bus, throw him under that bus. It's like Goggins said, if you're gonna open that door going hard, if you're gonna toss his ass under the bus, toss him under the bus hard. Throw his ass under that bus. Yeah, with aggressive anger. Why not? But that's enough about Harry. I mean, it wasn't that serious, really. Texted women, and I just don't think it was that fucking serious. And but I do encourage you to treat it as he seriously violated somebody. I mean, treat him like he'd treat fucking Ted Cruz or somebody. That's what he deserves. Imagine, imagine you got your tits out and you still got a fucking view bot. Imagine. Oh, poor Dean, he's going through it.
You're not afraid to show emotion, Robert. That is so kind of you. Let's get 200 big W's for Robert. And what's up, bad spin? Did you vote for Trump?
Absolutely. But what I wanted to come up and say is I think Harry actually just got his first W. I think what he's doing.
Yeah,
I think he's awesome. And I think you're a little bitch, and I think Jaden's a bitch.
Hey,
as
watch
well.
watch this. Quick question. How many continents are there?
7, you dumb piece of shit.
Why don't you gotta name
twink
them for me?
You're a twink faggot.
Okay, and
Oh.
gotta wow.
Damn, they always expose their internet history.
Why don't instead you pull out a gun? Remember that one dude pulled out a gun? And nobody talks shit about him anymore. Because he made a fool of that guy. And that guy was talking shit, some scrawny nerd. And so he just pulled out an AR-15 and said, hey man, I got a bigger gun. And that was the end of that. Because he said, I'll kill you. That's what he said. Without saying it. He said, I will kill you. Fuck you, I'll kill you. And the guy said, all right, I respect that. All right. And that was the end of that. Why don't you pull out a pistol, point it at the camera, and say, listen, motherfucker, keep calling my fucking show, and I'm going to find your ass. And then I would see that clip, and I'd say, who is this guy? This motherfucker's funny. He pulled a gun out and said, pointed at the camera. I was like, holy shit, this liberal ain't no joke. Say what you want about the liberals setting Teslas on fire, but they ain't fucking playing, son. They ain't playing. They're lunatics, but I mean, they're desperate. I guess desperate times like we're desperate times. You know? Keep trying to convince me that Trump ain't smacking them around and dominating them, but at the same time, I mean, if Trump is failing and he's just going to end up losing the next elections and stuff, and it's all over, and he's just a massive failure, then what's with the terrorism? Like, it seems like a drastic step to take for a guy that because if he was fucking up and failing, and then because it's like Biden won, and I was like, okay, well, he's just going to be a failure, so it'll make me look good, and I can just make fun of him. So who cares? Whatever. I'm going to get that mad about it. I mean, it's actually a win. And that's what I said at the time. I said, it's actually a victory in the long term. I'm playing a long game, and you're playing a short game. And I know in the long term, a couple years from now, you're going to look stupid as fuck. And I was right. Here we are. But you didn't see me. People kept saying I was losing my mind about Biden. You never saw me set a Tesla on fire. You never saw me draw swastikas on the walls. You never seen these things. You never saw me screaming in a Wendy's at people about Biden. You never saw it. Never happened. I just went on with my life and accepted it. and knew that in time it would be worth it. In time, all the suffering will be worth it. And now here we are. Yeah, I predict a red wave in the midterms. I just don't see. It's Trump's, he's got to lose. The Republican Party, you know what I mean? It's like I don't think the Democrats can do anything to salvage. Like there was a time that maybe they could have, but they went so crazy since the election. They have a website they've created. Okay, listen to this insane shit. This is actually insane. Actually, let's finish watching Dean get roasted.
Johnny.
Remind me to go back to Teslas.
Yo, Harry W. Harry W. Fuck them hoes. Who gives
I
a
swear
shit
to
about
God,
those
I've seen
thoughts?
you in person before.
Who gives a shit about those thoughts?
He's lost complete control of his own show. And not by choice. Sometimes sometimes I'll just let a guy take over. Sometimes I'll just be in a Discord and I'll just let these people, and then I'll sit back and go, oh, this is nice. I don't have to do nothing but sit here and listen to them. I don't have to talk at all. I can just relax. I've been talking for 2 straight hours. I don't care anymore. I'm done. But these guys will carry it for another hour. Let them argue. Hell yeah. And then in the back of my mind, I'm like, and if people really hate it, someone will probably pay me to fucking ban them both. So this is a huge win for me. Let these 2 guys go. Either they're going to be really entertaining, which is just free content for me, or they're going to be so annoying that someone will literally ban them, pay to get them the fuck out of here, escort them right out the door. But he's completely lost it. He don't want to lose it. Guys are just on his show, just shit talking him, and he's not even responding. Fight back, Dean. Dean, fight back. Defend yourself, Dean. By the way, these are the people that you all keep telling me, oh, that these motherfuckers would wreck you. Have you ever watched my shit?
Okay. I've seen that exact
Have
person
you ever
before.
seen me in a Discord with one of these people? What is so scary about these fucking clowns?
Hey, Johnny, I just want to let you know, man.
Shut up, D, you little bitch. Stop being a little hoe.
Oh, you're on mute.
Jesus Christ.
We understand that
Hush up,
every
Dean.
first date you've went on has led to a restraining order.
Dean get manhandled.
That's why the girl you took on a date called you a mid.
Just to be honest, man.
Oh, hey, that's...
Just to be honest, like, it is bad to take that resentment, anger, because you're not a high-value man, and try to project that onto the women around you. And not only...
But it does get boring after a while. This is what you idiot trolls don't seem to understand, is it's actually boring to listen to you just keep calling in and calling him a faggot. It might be entertaining for one stream, but every stream it's just going to start to get... Well, you're going to be like, nah, who cares? We get it, man. Like, you all run a joke into the fucking ground, bro. You run things into the ground. To the point where people just don't care no more. They don't even like this faggot, but they still are just like, you're a bigger faggot than him. You become a bigger faggot. Because you're just going on and on. You just can't call in and go, hey, fuck you, faggot, and hang the phone up. You are just beating a dead horse. You still on the phone going. You still going? You're still going? Like, I'd much rather you see somebody call in and eviscerate him and just make him look stupid. That's much more effective than this shit. Because there are people that watch this guy think he's smart, right? So you need to, like, eviscerate him on his own show. And then people will say, he's kind of done. Like, he didn't do very well in that debate. Didn't really have anything to say. And because what's he going to do? Repeat talking points off the news? I think when you call in, you scream faggot at him and shit, you actually help him, I think. You actually reinforce, like, to his audience, like, you reinforce that all these people are retarded. All these MAGA people and shit. When if he really had like he's probably one of the he probably pretends like Elon Musk is stupid or something. If Elon came on his show and they had a debate, Elon would destroy this dude. He would destroy him. Like people like this think they're so smart, they're so intelligent because I don't even think he could debate this guy calling him a faggot if they really got into this guy. I don't even think he could beat that guy. That's what I try to explain to Junie. Like, you can't even beat me. How you gonna handle Elon? Junie be like, if I had to debate Trump or Elon or like Bill O'Reilly or somebody, I'd be like, dude, they'd slap you around, bro. They'd manhandle you, bro. Bill O'Reilly would manhandle you. You ever watch Bill O'Reilly debate people? They'd manhandle you. He'd make you look stupid. That's why they had to get him the fuck out of there. That's what you realize over the years. You see all these scandals come up with these women and shit. What you realize though, when you start watching these people is they're effective. Like they're really good at fucking exposing these clowns. And so they gotta get pushed into the fucking abyss. Like, get this guy out of here. Get this fucking guy out of here. Get him off TV, get him out of here. Because if you was a dumb motherfucker not saying anything, they're not banning you. They're not going to get you out of here because you're a useful idiot to them. That's why I'm suspect of some of these people that still, like, they've never been banned off YouTube. They're supposedly so oppressed, right wing. I'm being censored and all this. But you've always been on YouTube. You've never got banned. You're making all this money. Like, if you was really saying some real shit, you'd be demonetized. They wouldn't be giving you no money. So you towing the line in some way. Oh, Alex Jones would destroy Junie. Are you kidding me? That's what these idiots don't seem to understand. If they can't debate me, if you can't make me look stupid, you ain't making nobody. You're going to make Elon Musk look stupid. You're going to have a conversation with him. We're all going to watch it. We're going to leave it going, man, you really made Elon look dumb. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm so sure, guy. Like, who's believing that? You can't even debate my dumbass. I'm retarded. People are funny as hell. They're in the comments. They're like, Smokey's just fucking retarded. Yeah, I know. Say that all the time. Why do you seem to think that's some type of insult? I say that all the time. Don't you realize you dumber than me? Which makes you like you are really retarded. Like you don't realize how stupid you are. You don't get it. They think they're so smart. They're like, he doesn't understand the complexity of NATO. Like, you don't either. I guarantee you don't either. I guarantee if we started talking about it, I'd understand it far more than you would. The only thing you understand is what the television tells you. Whatever you seen on TV, NATO was in the news, so you watched a segment about it, and now you're an expert. And that's why anytime you debate one of these motherfuckers, I mean, I'm all ears to educate me. And then I ask questions, they don't even have answers. They have no answers to any of the questions. And then you realize after you talk to him for an hour, this guy's a retard. This guy don't know nothing about NATO. He don't have Look, he's some expert on NATO. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah, man. Well, tell me all about NATO. It's so funny. This guy was in the comments. He was like, yeah, Smokey don't know nothing about NATO and shit. And then I'm like, all right, then come on the stream and tell me about it. And he's like, well, I'll send you a video. Like, shut up, you fucking fag. You don't know nothing about NATO. You're going to send me a YouTube video that you watched. You can't actually explain anything. I don't pull up a YouTube video and go, hey, watch this guy explain my point of view. I just explain it myself. You got to send a video to explain what NATO is. You know what the fuck NATO is? Fucking idiot. I also know that if you try to put NATO which was created to combat Russia. If you put NATO, if you bring Ukraine into NATO, you got NATO on the border of Russia, that's provocation. I'm sorry you can't see both sides of this equation. I'm sorry you can't seem to wrap your head around the fact that Russia might not want that on their border. Would you? Would we be okay if Russia decided we're coming into Mexico? We've made an alliance with Mexico and Canada, and we're putting some military equipment there. What would you think if Russia started giving money to Canada and weapons to Canada and just pumping Canada full of weapons and money? What would you think about that as an American? Would you not think that's maybe they're up to something here? Maybe we should be cautious about this. Now, let me tell you what would happen. America would hit them first. I've been alive long enough to know America going to strike you first. And God forbid you get, I mean, I seen what they did after 9/11. They fucking destroyed countries. They didn't even have nothing to do with it. So, I mean, you give America an excuse to fuck some shit up. You don't want to, that'd be a terrible idea to attack America. Terrible. Terrible. Because you're going to get fucked up. And the public is going to get manipulated into doing whatever the fuck they want. At that point, seen it. And it wouldn't go no different now, I don't think. Because you had conspiracy people back then that said, oh, it's all inside job. You'd have the same thing now. But a majority of people would get right into that war. They get right into, all these motherfuckers attacked us. Fuck them. By the way, speaking of war and shit, it's the most retarded shit. I mean, these liberals, I'm telling you, they want to go to war with Russia. They want to have a nuclear war with Russia. But if you bomb some crazy terrorist motherfuckers who keep attacking our ships, they attack us. It's the funniest shit. Like, they attack us. They're already attacking us. And Trump's like, hey, that's going to stop. You're not going to attack our ships and shit. Go fuck yourself. I'm going to blow your shit all up. And then liberals are like, oh, I guess you guys are pro-war now. Motherfucker, you wanted a war with Russia that would have ended up needing ground troops. I mean, everybody can see where this is going if it doesn't end. I seen a video today, had some woman out there, a Ukrainian woman on the front lines. Like, what the fuck? Nuts. When you got to send the women out to fight, you know you got a problem. Anyway, finish. I'll be right back. I can get you some. Take a break. Take 5. We're going to come back and talk about Teslas.
Man with an average life. I work from 9 to 5. Hey, hell, I pay the price. All I want is to be left alone in my average home. But why do I always feel like I'm in the twilight zone? And I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Oh, I always feel like somebody's watching me. Tell me, is it just a dream? When I come home at night, I got the door real tight. People call me on the phone, I'm trying to avoid. But can the people on TV see me, or am I just paranoid? When I'm in the shower, I'm afraid to wash my hair, 'cause I might open my eyes and find someone standing there. People say I'm crazy, just a little remind me of psycho tomorrow. That's why I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Oh, I always feel like somebody's watching me. Who's playing tricks on me?
Showing that scene at Jones and Badura, let's talk about why that police activity is there. As police are telling us, multiple cars have been set on fire to test the surface. This is in the South Valley. See the police activity here this morning. Remember in the last hour, I told you they were investigating just a car on fire on Badura Avenue? We just got more here. North of Jones Boulevard and Warm Springs Road. Flames are out right now, put out by Clark County firefighters, but Metro officers are now on scene investigating here. They told us this was first reported around 2:45 this morning at the Tesla Collision Center there. This is all coming from Metro Police saying that a person was setting several vehicles on fire in the parking lot, causing damage to the property. Still a lot we are working to find out about whether they have anyone in custody right now. But again, a Tesla Collision Center there, something we have been seeing popping up across the country. People vandalizing Tesla vehicles many times in a political statement. We still don't know why that's being done here. We still have a lot to figure out from this scene, from police who are there right now at Jones and Badura. We're going to keep you updated because they've got Badura blocked here in both directions. They are investigating there at the Tesla Collision Center. When we learn more, we're going to keep you updated. Of course, we are watching live from these traffic cameras right now. Our Everett Cardwell, Kim, he's going to head out there in live drive coming up in just a few minutes.
I was just going to say, he can cruise over there in live drive, do a little digging for us, but you are so right on. We are seeing things like this playing out at some Tesla showrooms, even where they have set cars on fire. This is a collision center. I would imagine they're going to have some cameras posted at that location that'll at least help local authorities find the person who possibly did all of this. Thank you, Evan.
The FBI is searching for a person who attacked a Tesla repair center in Las Vegas. This is the latest in more than a dozen cases of arson and vandalism targeting the Elon Musk-owned business. It all started after Musk took on the job of slashing government spending. Both Musk and President Trump commented on the vandalism. At least 15 reports of it. 2 Tesla vehicles and dealerships have been made in the U.S. this year, with Attorney General Pam Bondi calling these, quotes, acts of domestic terrorism.
There's a website that's trying to dox Tesla owners across the country and saying they're only going to take down personal information when people show that they've sold their cars. What's the administration going to do about that?
I haven't seen that website, but we certainly think it's despicable, the violence that has taken place against Tesla, the company, its employees, and also just Americans who have chosen to drive an electric vehicle. Many of them are Democrats, by the way. Democrats were big supporters of Tesla and of electric vehicles until Elon Musk decided to vote for Donald Trump. So we would like Democrats to also come out and condemn this heinous violence that we have seen, and I believe the Attorney General has said she's investigating these incidents as acts of domestic terrorism.
Tim Walz, Governor Walz, saying last night he frequently checks Tesla stock, and doing so to, quote, give me a little boost during the day. How should Americans view politicians who take pride in the downfall of an American car company?
I think that's quite sad, but I think Governor Walz unfortunately is living a sad existence after his devastating defeat on November 5th.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car. Okay, you ready? All right, 108.
We don't care.
This, of course, is raising a lot of concerns for many local Tesla owners who are just saying, what's going to happen next, and are they potentially going to be another target? Some of them telling me they are not getting rid of their car. They love their Tesla.
Perfect.
We see them every day on our roads. Teslas, a common sight throughout southern Nevada.
People punish.
But some owners tell me their cars are now a source of concern.
Very surprised. We don't act like this.
That's crazy. Maria Stolyarova says she has been a proud Tesla owner for a year, and she is also a mother.
Are you worried that you could possibly be a target being in a Tesla?
Yeah, it can run through my mind, of course, especially when I have kids, and if we park in somewhere shopping or something and people just decide to take their anger.
She says the fear is always in the back of her mind.
So now on my mind was I'm going to park my car inside garage over the night.
So I had exactly the same one. My wife.
That same concern is why Victor Botnari is keeping his Teslas off the road. The owner of Universal Motor Cars tells me it's just not worth the risk.
Well, right now, you're not driving your Tesla.
No, so this morning, my brother says, better leave the Tesla in the garage. Let's go with another car to work. It's a little bit of concern, you know, that gets involved, different things. And
who could have imagined?
I don't want somebody to come and damage my car.
In these events as acts of domestic terrorism, and we fully condemn them.
The concerns of Tesla owners have even caught the attention of the White House after reports that a now shuttered website had leaked personal information of Tesla drivers across the country.
How do you feel that now this product has become political?
I think it's not a good idea because it's really a good product. It's a good car.
Despite their concerns, both Maria and Victor say they won't be getting rid of their Teslas.
Tesla is an amazing car. It's so safe and it's so smart.
It's one of the best cars. Like for 2 years driving Teslas, I don't know if I'll go back to another car.
If you think you might need mental health help, why not see a psychiatrist? They're doctors for your mind.
The FBI is searching for a person who attacked a Tesla repair center in Las Vegas. This is the latest in more than a dozen.
Look at that.
Let's welcome to the show the co-host of Shark Tank. He's Mr. Wonderful himself, Kevin O'Leary. Kevin, we love having you on. Thank you so much for being with us. What do you make of all this? By the way, the Minnesota State Pension Fund and likely Tim Walz's own teachers' pension and government pension fund out of Minnesota, it looks like it may own stock in Tesla, so he's beating up his own holdings.
Yeah, I saw that. Not a good look. They probably didn't do any due diligence on the portfolio. They probably owned that stock since $20 or $30. It's been a huge winner over a long time for pension. What's happening now is I mean, at the end of the day, if you ask 9 out of 10 people, regardless of their politics, this is arson. Lots of cameras watch this happen. These people should go to jail. It's a crime. And I don't think anybody watching this would like to see their car burned with gasoline or shot, regardless of the brand. This is lawlessness, and part of the mandate that the administration got elected on was to stop this. I hope they come down hard on these people. I'd like to see them serve their time. This is not what good people do, regardless of your politics. This has nothing to do with Doge. These are just criminals.
Yeah, and we got Pam Bondi saying, U.S. Attorney General saying, yes, they are acting. They're finding these perpetrators. Watch this.
We have charged multiple people. Get ready, more coming. One we charged in Oregon is facing 5 to 20 years in prison. We filed in Colorado. We filed in South Carolina. There are more coming. And yes, the funding is one thing we are looking at among many others.
Let me tell you something. I swear to God, if I see a video to a catchy song where they drag these motherfuckers setting Teslas on fire, it's just like we saw, they shaved their head and all that shit. I'm gonna go we're gonna have a third term. I'm gonna dedicate my life to a third term. All I need to see is take these motherfuckers that are setting these Teslas on fire and pulling them off that plane, and they'll be crying and shit.
Personally in a meeting about it this morning. We are coming.
Just like the families had to cry over Zoom, say goodbye to their loved ones over FaceTime. It'll look kind of like that. Except you're going to CCOT and you'll be the one crying.
After you. We believe these are organized. These are not individuals out there throughout the country doing this on their own. They're targeting Tesla owners. They're targeting Tesla dealerships. They're targeting Elon Musk, who is out there trying to save our country, and it will not be tolerated. We are coming after you. We will find you. And if you are an organized group who is funding this, we're going to find you too. You better look out and you better stop it.
I bet I can convince him.
And to be clear, you said you came out of the meeting this morning. At least to some extent, you are seeing some level of organization and behind-the-scenes funding that you can investigate and potentially prosecute?
That's everything that we're looking at. Yes, we're looking at all aspects of it. These are not isolated individual events.
So, Kevin, you hear that? The Attorney General says the attacks are coordinated. They're going to be considered domestic terror. Well, what do you make of not a single Democrat in Congress has condemned these terror attacks on Tesla?
I'm surprised it's become a partisan issue. You know, Bondi just got her mandate. So if you're one of these people that lit these cars on fire,
I hope they don't.
Excuse my French, but you're screwed, because she is going to come down, as she said multiple times, incredibly hard to show that she's on target, on mandate. I mean, once you get this job and everybody expecting you to execute on it, and someone does this, I mean, these guys are fried chickens now. There's going to be no flexibility, no mercy, and frankly, they deserve it. I mean, if you stop and think about it, what does this have to do with politics? You lit a car on fire. You're going to go to jail, and for a really long time, because the person that's going to do it to you just got her mandate. What are you, an idiot to do this? 100% idiot factor 6.
Kevin O'Leary, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate you.
Take care.
Hey, it's Cosmos.
You're going to fucking jail. And I'll tell you, if I had my way, CCOT. I'm dead serious. I'd send you to CCOT for this shit. Because you're a fucking loser. Setting some poor guy's car on fire. Fucking his day up and his fucking month up. And probably the whole fucking year. Fucked up because you set his car on fire. What the fuck? What kind of shit? Because they're not just at the dealership. They're going after people's cars. They had a website set up. Listen to this crazy shit. I don't know if you saw this today. But they had a website. And it was doxing apparently if you buy a Tesla, there's like a record of it or something. They have all Tesla owners, your name, your address, everything. And they made a website for these lunatics to go and find these cars and destroy them. And the mouse, the little cursor on the website was a Molotov cocktail. And so they were encouraging people to go and find these Teslas and destroy them. And that goofy Rick Wilson guy tweeted it out. I'm pretty sure he's the same guy that said, I think he was on Patrick Bet David. He said, He said 9/11. Or no, he said January 6th was worse than 9/11, and they were like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" I think that might have been no, that was another guy. Rick Wilson's that one faggot. I always get him mixed up with that other faggot that was on All in the Family. God, what's his name? Rob Weiner. I always get those two guys mixed up. Rick Wilson's the guy that had the Confederate flag on a cooler in his boat. They found that picture. He was trying to act like, "Oh, Mr. Liberal," but you had a Confederate flag cooler. You had your beers in it, your sandwiches in it. You was really into this shit, you know. You had it on a cooler. And look at the dumb fuck media. Should violent Tesla protesters face domestic terrorism charge? It's obviously terrorism. What are you talking about? Now hear me out on this. Because I'm gonna have to take you back to something you probably forgot about. Because I'm sure you forget a lot of shit. Well, I don't forget. And I remember these motherfucking liberals. We had a big debate on what terrorism is and what to classify as terrorism. And these liberals said every day, if you're terrorizing someone, because it was like school shootings or something, I don't know. It's like, if you're terrorizing someone, that's terrorism. And it's like, well, it's not the same, you know. Terrorism has to have like a political means to it. Like if you look up the definition of terrorism. But I'm totally comfortable charging school shooters with terrorism. So I don't even know why it was a big debate, really. I don't fuck them. I don't give a shit. I don't care about some fucking faggot school shooter, you know? Fuck that guy. I don't die on dumb fucking hills. So if you're shooting up a school and they want to charge you as a fucking traitor to the nation and hang you in the town square, I don't care. I don't give a shit. Fuck you. Go ahead. What do I care? I'm not going to defend that guy. I'm not going to say, well, technically he's not a terrorist. No, fuck him. He's a terrorist. Fuck him. Hit him with terrorist charges. If those are more severe, fuck him. Because he just killed a bunch of people at a school. Fuck the guy. But they said all the time, like, if you're terrorizing someone, that's terrorism. Well, this is literal, by definition, terrorism, where you are attacking Teslas and Tesla owners. And there's a political aim behind it. You want to bankrupt the company and force Elon to stop, which isn't going to work, by the way. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think you're going to bully Elon to anything. I don't think you can bully Trump into stuff, and I don't think you can bully Elon. And now they're together as a team, and that's not good for you. It's not good for you. I just don't think Elon gives a shit. At the end of the day, like, he's not going to back down to you because you're lunatics. Who would, by the way? Like, you're going to blow up all the Teslas or something? Who would back down to that? The public ain't on your fucking side, you lunatics. And eventually the Democratic Party will have to denounce this. They'll have no choice if they have any sense. This is how you know they got no sense, because they still ain't done it. They got no sense whatsoever. Because this is a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer just to come out and say, hey, you shouldn't be celebrating bankrupted an American company, because they're sitting there crying about people losing their jobs, and we care about people's jobs and all that. Well, we saw during COVID they didn't care about your job, and they don't care about these Tesla workers' jobs. They want to bankrupt the company, put all these people out of work. It's an American company. And not only do they want to put these people out of work, shut the company down, they want to blow up random people's cars. They want to destroy random people's cars. Just random people who are Democrats, most likely. Democrats are more likely to buy electric cars than fucking Republicans, I would say. They care more about climate change and all this bullshit. So you're literally attacking. By the way, I need Ian Malcolm or Face Smokey or one of you genius experts, Democratic experts, to come on here and explain to me the strategy here. Like, how do you win the midterms blowing up people's Teslas? I'm so interested to hear this. Because Ian Malcolm was telling us the other day, well, it's too early to know. It's too early. And yeah, a lot can happen between now and the midterms, but um, does anybody see the Democrats calming down? Does anybody see them reversing course? No, they're going to go full steam ahead with this crazy shit. And they get worse by the day. They get worse by the day. To now they're setting Teslas on fire. They're going crazy. Now I'm just asking you to live in reality with me. Accept the reality that the Democrats are pathetic as fuck right now and they're only getting worse. Now explain to me how that results in a midterm victory. This is the same question I was asking before the election. Like, how does Kamala win? And it's just, people will just say dumb shit that made no sense. Like, how does she win? Like, what the fuck? And it's just like, well, she's not Trump. And like, is that going to be enough? I don't think that's enough. I don't think not being Trump and not being a Republican is enough anymore. And I think you're caught up in that. And you think that the Republicans are toxic. Your party is toxic. People are now becoming comfortable saying they're a Republican because your party is toxic. People don't want to be seen as Democrats anymore. And there used to be people would rather be seen as a Democrat than a Republican. Now people they definitely don't want to be seen as a Democrat. Because it's a bad look. You're setting Teslas on fire. What the fuck is going on with you people? It's crazy. But I like it because I know that it's going to cost you to lose in the next 2 elections. And I know you people are only going to get worse and you're only going to drive voters away with your behavior. And that's fantastic. Because you people you never should hold power again. Your party should go extinct and we can get another party. We can have another party to replace you. And that's what's going to end up happening to the Democratic Party because it's a joke. The Republican Party has J.D. Vance waiting in the wings. They have their next presidential nominee lined up. Everything's trending in their direction. The public supports their ideas. You've been defeated and you just need to accept it. And if you would have accepted defeat gracefully after the election and acted like you had sense, you'd be in a much better position right now, I'm telling you. You'd be in a much better position. It's actually pathetic watching the Krazastans get on Twitter every day and go, where's the Epstein list? As if they ever cared about the Epstein list. As if any of these fucking faggots ever gave a shit about that. When we were all talking about it, they never cared. And now they want me. It's funny. It's real cute. They want me to throw Trump under the bus over it. No, I don't think I will. I don't think I'll be dictated by you, liberal. I think you're going to have to sit over there and take your fucking L and deal with it. And we're going to stand with Trump. And it's much more believable to me that Trump wants to release these things and there's some bureaucratic motherfucking clowns stopping it from happening or some judge or something. I mean, come on. You don't think that's happening? People boggle my mind, It's like they're bitching about like, where's this at? Where's it? You don't think there's an internal battle going on about releasing that? You don't think they're not going to kill some people over that? Like, are you insane? Are you insane? You're talking about telling you every name that was raping children on an island with Epstein. That's the list you want. And you think they're just going to release that? No big deal? You think it's just going to snap the fingers and they're going to put that out there? Are you fucking stupid? Are you stupid? Do you think the president really has that much power to go? I mean, you got judges saying you got to turn a plane around full of fucking lunatic criminals who want to kill us and rape our women and probably rape our men too. And you want to and you got a judge going, you got to bring those guys back. you got to bring them back. Illegal lunatics, by the way, they're not even supposed to be in our country. They're not citizens. They're supposed to be in our country. They're crazy motherfuckers from other countries, violent lunatics. And some judge is like, no, bro, you got to bring them back. You don't think they won't do some crazy shit to keep that list from coming out? At the very least, you don't think some bureaucratic fucking clown that wasn't elected that works in some office somewhere isn't going to play games with that? I don't get people, man. They say, oh, it's a grand conspiracy and all this shit's going on. And they killed John F. Kennedy and they did all and they tried to kill Trump. And you believe all that. And you believe all that. And then you're sitting there going, where's the Epstein list? Why doesn't he just release it? Like, why don't he just release it? Oh, it's that easy, huh? It's just that easy. Some of the most powerful men in the world are on that list, and you think it's that easy. It's just, you guys got to grow up a little bit, man. Like, stop acting like dumb little kids that don't know. You know better, and you're acting like this is all going to be easy. Like it's like the stock market went down, and you're like, yeah, this isn't going to be easy, man. It's not going to be easy to bring our manufacturing back and bring our jobs back. And instead of going through that suffering and going through a little period, you've already suffered under Biden for nothing. Well, you suffered under Biden because you voted for Trump the first time. That's why you got to be out of your fucking mind to let these people ever get back in power, because they're going to punish you. They're going to punish you worse than you've ever. You think your little stocks are crashing now. Oh, you wait. You let a Democrat get back in power. You let the Democrats take power back. And you're going to find out real quick what suffering is. They're going to punish you for voting Trump again. That's why I'm all in. I'm all in with the Republicans. I'm done with the Democrats. I'll never support them. There's nothing they can do because I know who they are, and I know what they want to do to me and people like me, and I know how angry they are. They will never. I'll never vote to give them power again. You might, but not me. I got more sense than that. These people are my enemy. They have shown me that. They have told me that repeatedly that they are my enemy and they want to kill me. So why would I want them to have power? Maybe you should think about the things you say to people, because when you're threatening to kill people all the time, I'm not taking your side, brother. I'm not voting for your political party, nothing. You told me you wanted me to die. So no, I'm good, man. I'm good on that. And these people get mad at you, like, what'd you think was gonna happen? What did you think was gonna happen when you ran that dumb mouth? How do you get rid of this fucking thing? It's fucking, you know what I mean? How do you get rid of this little video player in the fucking corner? Ain't even an X, another. This shit out of here. I want to hear Elon.
Hold on, before you pay for yet another app to manage your team, let me introduce you to Connect Team, the one platform that replaces all of these. I'm talking about live.
You literally, like, some people are so miserable. It's the gayest shit I've ever seen. You're like, man, that's pretty cool. Elon did with that rocket. Oh, quit sucking Elon's dick. Quit. Look. It's like, you're a loser, guy. You're a miserable fucking loser. You can't even enjoy innovation. You're a fucking loser.
As I said in my opening monologue earlier today, SpaceX successfully completed its rescue of 2 astronauts who spent 9 months stranded in space. They were only supposed to be there 8 days. SpaceX founder, chief engineer, CEO Elon Musk, he now joins us for an exclusive interview. Elon, first of all, what a triumph to the human spirit, human ingenuity, engineering.
Oh, he's right outside that White House. You know they're mad. He's there late working on fucking you up. Him and Trump are sitting in the Oval Office talking about fucking you up. Hell yeah. Sitting there late into the night talking about ways to fuck you up. I love it.
First of all, on behalf of, I know many people in this audience, thank you for what you did for those astronauts today. How are you feeling you know, throughout the day. I mean, I know I felt butterflies in my
Yeah,
stomach.
because you don't know about this. So these astronauts was up in space. I'm surprised T West don't know about this. These astronauts were up in space, right? And they were only supposed to be up there for 8 days, but some shit happened or whatever, and they couldn't get back or whatever. Now, apparently, SpaceX is they're the only ones that has a vehicle that can go up there and get them and bring them safely back. Nobody else can do it, apparently. Well, I think he said the Russians could do it in an interview, but it would be kind of awkward to ask them to do it. And it's better if America does it because it makes, we take all the glory of, bringing them home successfully. But I heard him say in an interview, like, yeah, Russia. Guy asked him, the guy was like, you think Russia could bring them back? He's like, yeah, Russia could probably do it. But in terms of America, only SpaceX can do it. Like NASA's a complete failure. It's a complete failure. Where a private company is doing more with space than NASA. It's fucking hilarious. And it goes to show you that the government sucks. You would think all the government would be in space and they'd be doing all this fucking... No. One day you'll realize the government sucks, like at everything they do. And you have this myth in your head that they're this, oh my God, all powerful, but they're actually not. They're actually not. I think that's another reason they don't like Elon, because he makes him look stupid. It's like he's just some guy, started a company, and now he runs space. Like he decides, he's got shit that can go up in space. They got to go ask him to fucking do shit. They got to go get his help. And they're all mad. They're like, well, the government gives him money. Yeah, because he does a better job than they do. Doesn't it make more sense just to give him money? I mean, we want to fund space programs and space exploration, right? Okay, so why don't we give the money to the guy that does a good job at it and gets things done instead of giving it to the government that doesn't do shit? It's just a bunch of failures. One day you'll grow up and you'll realize that it's better to let the free market do its thing, let companies build up, and they got a profit motive. There's a reason for a profit motive. I know that makes you so mad that people make money and they get rich and successful. I know that drives you fucking nuts. I don't know why, but I know it drives you nuts. But without that profit motive, you're not going to drive innovation. So you need that. Smarter people a long time ago created a system for something called a society. And the only way it works is if we all just play our role in it. And you got to stop thinking that that's a negative thing, that you got to work at the Taco Bell. Or First of all, you don't have to work at the Taco Bell. You choose to work at the Taco Bell. You could work your ass off and study and do all this shit. And you could, be successful like Elon Musk, but you're not going to put the time in. You don't want to. You want to play fucking Fortnite or whatever. So then just work at Arby's and play Fortnite. Okay? And be satisfied with that life that you want, because you want to play Fortnite. You want to come home and play Fortnite. You don't want to study and learn about rockets and shit. You know what I mean? You don't want to do that shit. And that's okay. It's okay. Because we need somebody to work at Arby's. And you should feel honored to work there. You should feel like you are contributing to society. When the fries are hot and the sandwich is hot, you are contributing to society. You're a useful member of society because we want our food to be delicious and warm and hot, fresh. That's what we want. So do a good job of that goddamn Arby's. Take pride in it. Get some shit done. Quit moping around, fucking crying like a bitch. Government is the reason most of the elderly. Oh, will you shut up?
And I rarely feel them.
Dumbest shit I ever in my life.
Well, I'm actually
Smokey. Without the government, all the old people would be dead. Yeah.
usually a little nervous about these returns because there's always some risk that something could go wrong. But thanks to the excellent work of the SpaceX team working with NASA, the astronauts are now safely home. And so congratulations to the SpaceX NASA teams on excellent work. And a huge note of appreciation to President Trump for prioritizing and expediting their return.
Holy shit.
You have been the chief engineer of SpaceX and remain the chief engineer of SpaceX. It is the first private company to ever make it to orbit. Walk us through the beginnings of that It is not, it's something that nobody else has been able to accomplish.
Well, it's quite a long story.
You're smarter than this guy, by the way. You're a genius, and you're smarter than this guy.
And there are some books that have been written about it.
Totally, guy, I believe it.
In the beginning, we didn't actually know anything about rockets. So
if you all debated, you destroy Elon, you'd get him. Voxter would have fuck Elon up in a debate. Does Voxter not understand Elon would make him look like a retard? And Elon's kind of retarded. But you got to understand, he's the smart kind of retarded. You understand? He's not the dumb retarded.
Our first 3 missions failed, actually, of our Falcon 1 rocket. And
like, if you're legitimately fucking retarded, you're not the richest man in the world. You're not, you're not doing shit like this. Well, it's other people doing. Just shut up, guy. You sound stupid, guy. He created of course there's other people, you fucking idiot. You think one man can do all these things? Like, one man creates these ships and everything, But he's the guy that created the shit. Like, so clearly he's necessary in the fucking...
we almost ran out of money and just barely made it with the 4th launch. If the 4th launch of Falcon 1 had not succeeded, we would have failed as a company. So we just barely made it. So I have to say that I was not a very good chief engineer in the beginning, but I did learn over time. And I think we've gotten, at this point, to where the vehicle is very reliable, and we are going to be able to take astronauts.
He's like, yeah, I just kind of winged it, and now I run space. You're smarter than this guy.
To Mars. In fact, we want to take anyone who goes to Mars and ultimately build a self-sustaining civilization on Mars. That is the long-term goal of the company. Make life healthy planetary.
I learned on the job.
That is
Doesn't that look like AI right there? Doesn't that look fake as fuck? That don't even look real, does it? Look at that boat.
Vision. How long do you think that might take SpaceX to be able to accomplish?
I think we could do it in 20 to 30 years.
That shit was weird.
Mm-hmm. So really, in our lifetime,
I should say,
if God blesses me with a longer life than I deserve, right? I could always hope. I would love to be able to see that. That would be amazing. I happen to have a telescope, and I love to look at the stars in the sky and the planets, and I am amazed at the majesty of all of creation, and the idea that we even look at the moon and we can go there and come back, or a space station, or you launching the hundreds of satellites you have. I want to ask you this question, if I may, and it's
Sean Hannity just out in his lawn looking through a telescope. Oh, there's Mars right there. Elon said he's going to go.
Oh, every aspect of this rescue had challenges and danger. The launch, we start there.
Elon could step out on Mars, and liberals would call him retarded. He could he could land on Mars, and we could watch him from an HD camera live. Somehow, he's created this technology where he could stream from Mars in real time. And you could watch him in real time step out on the surface of Mars. Some futuristic suit he created. And you'd still call him retarded. You'd still say he's dumb. You don't know none of that. I'm smarter than Elon.
Then the rocket landing. I mean, we showed. I couldn't believe you were able to land the rocket that fell off perfectly.
Oh no, they'll be blowing rockets out of the sky. Some liberal have an RPG out there. I'm surprised some liberal didn't drive out in a boat and execute these astronauts when they came down.
Where you wanted it to land. The docking video when they actually connected and got onto the space station. Then the taking off earlier today was a 17-hour trip leading to the splashdown that all of America watched today. Every single aspect of that has danger and complications. Walk us through the dangers of each phase.
And that space station it's been up there for a while. It's probably a real piece of shit, It probably really is a piece of shit, and there's probably issues with it. And it's probably terrifying being up there in space like that, in that piece of shit, rinky-dink space station. And you're just in there. And they were like, "Yeah, you're gonna be up there for 8 days, and you're up there for fucking 9 months." And see, they were gonna bring them back last summer, I believe, but Biden wouldn't let them do it because he thought it would make Trump and Elon look good. So Biden, you can look this up, this is true. Biden literally blocked it. They'll probably talk about it in this interview, honestly. Biden blocked SpaceX from bringing these people home till after the election because he didn't want it to make Trump and Elon look good. So he made these people stay up in space longer than they had to. And there's serious issues from staying up in. I mean, look how these people can't walk and shit. Like they're fucked up from being up in space so long. They got to recover from this shit. It's gonna take for a fucking effort to recover from it because they've been up there so long. And Biden's a piece of shit.
Well, on the ascent phase, there's always some chance that either the first or second stage will blow up. In fact, I find it's actually remarkable when you see a rocket. I mean, when I see the rocket, I see a list of all the things that are wrong, all of the ways that it could go wrong and potentially fail. So you could have a first stage failure, a second stage failure, a stage separation failure. The Dragon could fail to separate from the rocket. The trunk could fail to separate from Dragon. There could be a sort of an engine failure on the spacecraft itself. When it's coming back, it's coming in so fast, it's a blazing meteor. And if anything happens to the heat shield, the whole craft is going to disintegrate. So it's remarkable that humans can actually go all the way.
You know all about creating a vessel that can become a flaming meteor and not kill the people inside of it as they come in. You're a genius and you figured that out. You can do that. You're right. You're smarter than either.
Way to orbit and come back from orbit, given the immense amounts of energy that is required to get to orbit and the amount of energy that must be dissipated upon return. And then the parachutes have to open, that all has to work. Now, long term, we're going to be doing, not long term, this year, in fact, we're launching the Starship rocket, which I recommend maybe doing a piece on, because that is truly a revolutionary rocket. Starship is the first rocket that has the potential to make life multiplanetary, to make us a multi-planet civilization for the first time in the history of Earth. And that's truly profound.
What was amazing, and I studied a lot of this because of my need to cover it, at one point going 17,000 miles per hour, going through 3,500 degrees Fahrenheit. You have this thermal protection system. Now, we do know that the Boeing Starliner, we know that it had problems. So these problems that you talk about, we can't take them for granted or get complacent. Explain how you get up to 17,000 miles per hour. How do you withstand 3,500 degrees Fahrenheit and the thermal protection system that protects that capsule? And then the launch, obviously, of the parachutes, which were critical to slow it down for its splashdown.
Perhaps we should do a longer segment because I'd be happy to explain it in detail. I'll do the 2-minute version here.
Yeah. Okay.
The Falcon 9 rocket takes off with 1.7 million pounds of thrust. So you can imagine something that has enough thrust to lift an office building off its foundations, and it gets to orbit. It gets to roughly 17,000 miles an hour in 9 minutes. So from 0 to 17,000 miles an hour in 9 minutes, and then it's just when it comes back, you've got that heat shield that's got to dissipate that energy. Like I said, you're coming in like a blazing meteor, and hardly anything can survive that heat. And if the heat shield fails, you just get vaporized immediately. So it's we're really testing the very edge of human ability here, the very edge of material science, and it's kind of amazing that humans can do this at all. Hopefully this gives, hopefully for people out there, this is a moment of optimism about the future, a moment of excitement about the future, and it portends great things for America and humanity in space.
I'm only going to ask you one political question, just for clarification purposes only. I don't think this should really be a political night. I think this is a moment where the country should celebrate. The fact that you were able to rescue them, that it happened successfully in spite of the difficulty, the challenges, and the danger. But I just want to clarify on the issue of whether or not you had offered to send this rocket to space to rescue these astronauts sooner to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I heard somebody earlier today say, in fact, that didn't happen when I believe it did.
No, we definitely offered to return the astronauts earlier. There's no question about that. The astronauts were only supposed to be there for 8 days, and they've been there for almost 10 months. So obviously that doesn't make any sense. SpaceX could have brought the astronauts back after a few months at most, and we made that offer to the Biden administration. It was rejected for political reasons, and that's just a fact.
Yeah. I followed this from the very beginning. Did America and the world make a mistake by slowing down, going to the moon and to other planets? Was that a mistake on our part? I mean, don't we have so many scientific and innovative breakthroughs every time we go?
Well, I think we'll have tremendous breakthroughs when we establish a city or a base and then a city on Mars, because we'll have to overcome so many challenges that it'll serve as a forcing function for the development of new technologies that will have tremendous benefits to people on Earth.
Let's talk a little bit, if we can, about the health issues that the astronauts will face. They only trained for an 8-day mission, but there are certainly things
the guy's
involved
a lunatic.
with.
He's like, we're going to go to Mars and we'll figure it out. When we get there, we'll have to come up with some crazy new shit that we'll have to do just to survive. It's like, what? Yeah, we'll figure it out though. We'll innovate. I mean, we have no choice or we'll die. Oh, I guess that's some extreme shit. Where he's like, yeah, we'll go to fucking Mars. And if we don't figure things out, we'll die. Like, okay. I can see how that'll get you going.
Turning to gravity, adjusting to gravity, nauseousness, but then it gets a little bit more.
These motherfuckers are so bored. They want to leave the planet so they can come up with some new. They're like, we'll go to Mars and we'll have to come up with some new shit. We'll have to really think outside the box. And when we get to Mars, and imagine all the things we'll create. Earth is getting boring. I done fucking figured all this shit out. Now I'm just like he's bored. And look at that man. That man is bored to tears. He's just like, I guess I'll cut the government up. I'll go in there and clean that up. That's boring to him, probably. That ain't even nothing. That's just going into like a business and just auditing everything and just cutting waste. That's boring. He's doing that in his spare time. He wants to go to Mars and innovate his way to survival. We'll just land on Mars and we'll figure it out from there.
More serious, a variety of other health problems.
You're smart.
Bones become about 1% less dense for every month that they are in space. That could lead to issues like osteoporosis or bone fracture, etc. Astronauts grow in space because the spinal column expands. There was one astronaut, Scott Kelly, he became 2 inches taller, and others then, when it contracts when you come back, then they have some back issues. They have vision issues because fluids in the eye shift upward to the head. You can explain baby feet if you want. They will have some significant health issues that they're going to be facing, but they'll be okay.
The normal amount of time that astronauts are supposed to be in 0G is about 3 months, and then really at the most about 6 months. That's sort of the normal rotation, and they were up there for almost 10 months. So that's really going beyond what is healthy or good. So it's a good thing that thanks to the support of President Trump, we hope to bring them back, because really things get just a lot worse if they stay in 0G for...
Thoughts on Joe Biden leaving these astronauts up there and ruining their lives? They'll never be the same because of Joe Biden. Joe Biden is just the gift that keeps on giving in a bad way. He's a piece of shit. And if you voted for him, you did this. You're a fucking evil person. And you should lie awake at night and feel like a piece of shit. I hope you do. But I know you
past
don't.
a year or more.
You feel no shame?
You know, what you were able to accomplish today really is just fascinates me. I'm interested in every aspect of it.
Elon's gonna get to that moon. He's going to
I
Mars,
think you know, it was pretty public that I bought one of your Teslas. I don't like.
I think Elon's going to personally go to the moon, walk on it. God, you guys will be so mad that day.
The way that people, and by the way,
That's probably
it's
gonna happen,
like the greatest
though. It's
car
probably
ever
not too
invented.
far
It
away.
really is, and I'm not just saying that. It's self-driving. It's got 1,000 horsepower. It goes from 0 to 60 in 0.2 seconds. It's
2
the
seconds.
most American.
2 seconds.
Okay.
2 seconds.
Zero,
Yeah.
no, I'm sorry, not 0. It goes in 0 to 60 in 2.0 seconds.
At that point, I think it would kill you basically if it went that fast.
It would kill. That's true.
But it's pretty fast. That's for sure. It's faster than any Ferrari, for example. Yeah.
No, I watched it beat my Z06. I'm like, I thought that was the greatest muscle car. No, it's not. I watched the S-Plaid beat it. You're into robotics, AI. You are working with Neuralink so the blind can see and people with spinal cord injuries may one day walk. You help people in North Carolina. You help people in California when they have no communications. And I watch all of this and I have to ask, why? Why do I see people like I woke up this morning and saw that Teslas were put ablaze in one of your dealerships in Vegas? I've seen this happen all over the country. Bullets are being fired. Charging stations are put ablaze. Teslas are being put ablaze. You have experienced assassination, threats of assassination for you and your family. What have you done that warrants this? Because I see nothing that you have done except help our country.
Yeah, I mean, it's really come as quite a shock to me that there's this level of really hatred and violence from the left. I always thought the left, or the Democrats, were supposed to be the party of empathy, the party of caring, and yet they're burning down cars, they're firebombing dealerships, they're firing bullets into dealerships, they're just, smashing up Teslas. Tesla is a peaceful company. We've never done anything harmful. I've never done anything harmful. I've only done productive things. So I think we just have a deranged. There's some kind of mental illness thing going on here because this doesn't make any sense.
St. Clair productive.
Yeah, and I think there are larger forces at work as well. I mean, I don't know who's funding it and who's coordinating it because this is crazy. I've never seen anything like this.
You actually tweeted out, and I'll put it on the screen, the level of violence is insane. It is deeply wrong. Tesla just makes electric cars and has done nothing to deserve these evil attacks. You just rescued 2 astronauts that have been in space for 286 days. They were only supposed to be there 8. You help the people in North Carolina, Tennessee, California. You have, I think, the most creative and innovative car on the market. You created Starlink for communications that's used by hundreds of countries. You're working on helping the blind see and all of these other things. Is it really come down to the basic, you're aligned with President Donald Trump, who also is a friend of mine, and that you have identified well over $100 billion in waste, fraud, abuse that our federal government never should have been spending? Is that what it comes down to?
Yeah, it turns out when you take away people's, what the money they're receiving fraudulently, they get very upset, and they basically want to kill me because I'm stopping their fraud, and they want to hurt Tesla because we're stopping this terrible waste and corruption in the government. And well, I guess they're bad people. Bad people will do bad things.
Well, I know that overall, financially, in the end, yes, they can hurt you, but the people that they'll end up hurting are the people that work in your dealerships that may risk losing their job. The people that they may end up hurting are the people that work on the line and build the Teslas. They're going to be the ones hurt. And that to me is despicable on their part, just because they might have a political difference or perceived political difference. let me ask you this, because I think this is pretty important. You know, the average American makes $66,000 a year. We're close to $40,000 in debt. You said to me in our last interview, we won't have a country unless we fix it now. Can you explain why this is so important that we identify all this waste?
Yes, the government the government waste and fraud is so high that it's causing a $2 trillion annual deficit. So that's $2,000 billion of waste and fraud that's happening, and the cost of our debt has gotten so high that just the interest payments on the debt exceed the entire military budget, and it was just growing out of control. So the country was going bankrupt. It's just, country is no different from a person. If a country overspends and doesn't spend wisely, just like a person, a country will go bankrupt. So the reason I'm here is because I'm very worried about America going bankrupt due to the corruption and waste. And if we're going to do something about it, the ship of America is going to sink. And we're all on that ship. And this may be a message to, people out there who have, are wealthy, have a lot of means, or control companies. It's like, just remember, we're all in ship America here. Your company is not going to exist if the ship of America sinks. And we should do everything we possibly can to ensure that America is strong for far into the future.
And for doing that, we're all sunk. And for doing that, you should not have your company be a victim of domestic terrorism. If I may, one last question. When I interviewed you and President Trump together, one of the questions I asked both of you was, are you aware that there are groups that want to separate you, groups that would like to divide you, groups that would like to see you not work together? I feel it's stronger than it's ever been. Do you get the same sense?
I think they're getting desperate because, the reason we're seeing this extreme amount of hatred and violence is because we're actually succeeding in getting rid of corruption and waste. If we weren't succeeding in getting rid of corruption and waste, they wouldn't care. But we are succeeding. Without President Trump, this would be impossible. So I'd just like to say, it's only possible with this president. And we've got this narrow window of opportunity with a House, Senate, and a popular vote, and really we're just implementing the will of the people. And we've got this window where we can finally take corrective action. We can fix the government, fix the country, and create a great future. And again, it's only possible because of President Trump. I can't say enough good things about him.
I'm kind of supportive too. I'm pretty well known for my support of him, as you might know. But for good reason, and for all the reasons you're saying. I want to save our country. We can't rob from our kids and grandkids, and we can't put all that debt on them. And you're right. None of us will have any business opportunities because there won't be any money. There won't be any freedom. There won't be an economy. Thank you for what you did today. I know I speak for a lot of people when I say that. And on the other side of it, your company being a victim of domestic terrorism, I can't say that I'm sorry enough. We need to get these people that are responsible for this, and you should not have to live through that. Your workers should not have to live through that. Your company and this country should not have to live through that. And I hope we get to the bottom of it.
Thank you.
And by the way, I'm excited about my S-Plaid. It's the best car I've ever driven.
It's a great car. It's what I drive actually every day. It's a great car.
Is that right?
I kind of made the car that I wanted to drive, so that's why I like it. And that's
I've got mine on Hannity.com. People can go take a look. We appreciate you being with us. Elon Musk, thank you, and congratulations, and thank you. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest
What Trump saying this? I guess we'll watch it. Then I'm gonna go to bed. Fuck it.
In just the last 7 days, 8,368 men have clicked the link on one of our ads that you've probably seen on
A few hours ago, I sat down with President Trump in the diplomatic room at the White House. We talked Doge, China, illegal immigration. He even told us what he sees for Barron's future. But we start tonight with the big news, his conversation with Vladimir Putin. Mr. President, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We got a readout of your call with Vladimir Putin, and it was a fairly optimistic take. Vladimir Putin agreed to a ceasefire immediately on energy and infrastructure, but not to a 30-day ceasefire. Tell us what happened.
Well, you have a situation. We have a lot of guns pointing at each other foolishly because it would have never happened if I were president. That was not a war that was supposed to happen. And it did happen. So that's where we are. And right now, you have a lot of guns pointing at each other. And a ceasefire without going a little bit further would have been tough. Russia has the advantage, as you know. They have encircled about 2,500 soldiers. They are nicely encircled, and that's not good. And we want to get it over with. Look, we're doing this. There are no Americans involved. There could be if you end up in World War III over this, which is so ridiculous. But, you know, strange things happen. And I think we had a great call. It lasted almost 2 hours. Talked about a lot of things and toward getting it to peace. And we talked about other things also.
Was there non-negotiables mentioned by Putin? It was reported that I think the Kremlin media actually stated that he demanded an immediate cessation of aid to Ukraine in order to get to this multi-step deal.
No, he didn't. We didn't talk about aid. Actually, we didn't talk about aid at all. We talked about a lot of things, but aid was never discussed.
In the readout, it also stated that both sides want to get to an improved bilateral relationship, the United States and Russia.
That's true.
How can we trust that Vladimir Putin actually wants that, in that he's not also being influenced at the same time by his close friend, President Xi of China?
Well, look, we have our own discussions with President Xi of China, and he wants to get along also, and he's looking to get along, and we're looking to get along with him, and we will. We have a problem of trade where we have a very big imbalance with China. With Russia, we don't have that much trade, and they'd like to, and we'd like to also. They have some very valuable things for us, including very big forms of rare earth. They have a lot of earth. You know, they have a big chunk of real estate, the biggest in the world for a country, by far. And on that, they have things that we could use, frankly, and that other people could use. I think that President Xi would like to get along, and I think Russia wants to get along with the United States. I also think we're a much different country than we were just a few months ago. We're a country that's now respected. We were not respected. We were being laughed at. We had incompetent leadership. This was a war, as an example, that would have never happened if I were president.
Is part of your desire to forge this new relationship with Russia also impacted by Russia's closer relationship since you left office in 2021 with China? Because I think you talked about before the desire to box out China from that part of the world and have a closer relationship with Russia.
So as a student of history, which I am, and I've watched it all, the first thing you learn is you don't want Russia and China to get together. With that being said, no, it's not a big part of it, but maybe that'll happen or maybe it won't. Obama really forced them together through energy and bad energy policies. And what he did, so many different things. He forced a marriage which would never have taken place. It was not a natural. And for one reason, Russia has tremendous land, a lot of land, and China doesn't have enough land. Russia has a much smaller population than China. And it's sort of it was always a natural enemy situation. They're probably friendly now, but we're going to be friendly with both. I think we're going to be friendly with both. China needs us in terms of trade very badly, but we have to straighten out the deficit. We have now more than $1 trillion deficit with China. It's not even believable. And we're going to be doing something about that. And with Russia, they would like to have some of our economic power.
The criticism that you've heard since really 2015 is that you have more in common with Vladimir Putin than you do with globalist leaders, maybe some NATO leaders, and in this case, with Zelensky. You're both nationalists. Zelensky's more of a globalist. How do you respond to that criticism?
Well, I am a nationalist, but I'm a nationalist for the United States, not for anybody else. And it's interesting because there's nobody been tougher on Russia than me. I'm the one that pointed out Nord Stream 2, and I stopped it. Nord Stream is the biggest pipeline, I guess, in the world, taking care of all of Europe. And it was being built from before I got there. And they were on the way. It was going to be, and I stopped it. It was just stone cold dead. I stopped it in its tracks. That's not somebody that's being particularly, it was the biggest project they ever had. I had it stopped. When Biden got in, he immediately approved it, like immediately. One of the first things he did in office was he approved Nord Stream 2. Nobody ever heard of Nord Stream 2 until I was president. I said, what are you doing? You mean you're building a pipeline to Germany and various places in Europe. You're paying them billions of dollars a month, and then we're paying a lot of money to fight them. This is not going to work out well. And it stopped, and then Biden approved it, which was a really stupid thing to do, but he did it. And Putin actually said to me, if you're my friend, I'd hate to see you as my enemy. He said that very strongly. But with all of that, I had a very good relationship with Putin. I had a very good relationship with President Xi, a very good relationship with Kim Jong-un of North Korea. Lots of good relationships. And that's a positive thing. That's not a negative thing. But at the same time, I'm about our country. So that's why we're talking about tariffs. We'll be taking in trillions of dollars.
I'm going to get to the tariffs in a minute because we're going to first hit the other big news of the day, which was the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court issued a rare statement about your suggestion on Truth that you posted earlier today that Judge James Boasberg should be impeached after he ordered those deportation flights to El Salvador halted, essentially turned around. The Chief Justice said it was more than two centuries. We understood that essentially impeachment was for very rare circumstances and not an appropriate response to rulings you disagree with. What's your reaction to the court's stepping in to make a statement here? They didn't make a statement when Joe Biden, decided to forgive all those student loans.
Well, he didn't mention my name in the statement. I just saw it quickly. He didn't mention my name, but many people have called for his impeachment, the impeachment of this judge. I don't know who the judge is, but he's radical left. He was Obama appointed. And he actually said we shouldn't be able to take criminals, killers, murderers, horrible, the worst people, gang members, gang leaders, that we shouldn't be allowed to take them out of our country. Well, that's a presidential job. That's not for a local judge to be making that determination. And I thought it was terrible. In fact, he said when they were well on their way, there was an order issued, as I understand it, to bring them back or to not let them go or something. And this is not something that the country would stand for. These people, they were let in here by an incompetent president who had open borders, and anybody throughout the world could come in. And we were given murderers, we were given people from mental institutions and prisons.
The judge is essentially saying, excuse me, Mr. President, that there still is a process in place. You can read between the lines. It hasn't been a full ruling yet, and I know the Justice Department is appealing this on a couple of different grounds, but this is leading people to wonder whether there are court orders that you will defy because you believe that the judge has no jurisdiction or they're political questions and not justiciable at all. And what would you say to that? Are there circumstances where you would defy a court order?
Well, I think that, number one, nobody's been through more courts than I have. I think nobody knows the courts any better than I have. I would say the chief judge does, but nobody knows them better than I have. And what they've done to me, I've had the worst judges. I've had crooked judges. I have judges that valued Mar-a-Lago at $18 million because that benefited his case, because he wanted to see me convicted of something. I have judges that had relatives making millions and millions of dollars on the election, ruling on the election.
But going forward,
I had judges that were so corrupt.
Because we all know that was outrageous.
I never did defy a court order.
And you wouldn't in the future?
No, you can't do that. However, we have bad judges. We have very bad judges, and these are judges that shouldn't be allowed. I think at a certain point you have to start looking at what do you do when you have a rogue judge. The judge that we're talking about, you look at his other rulings, rulings unrelated, but having to do with me, he's a lunatic.
He wants details of when flights departed and trying to, I guess they seem to be trying to lay the predicate for your administration having defied a court order. Now, you all have said you haven't given specific times, and you filed a motion in court, your Justice Department, to prevent any more information getting out about specific times of flights. So that seems to be where this is going. Do you have faith that the Supreme Court ultimately will rule in your favor in this case?
I do, because the job of getting people out of our country that are murderers, that are absolutely the worst people, the drug lords, are causing such problems in this country. You know, drug lords came in, the biggest of them. They left other countries to come in here. They came through an open border. They're making millions of dollars destroying people's lives, killing people. And that's a presidential thing. We're supposed to be getting them out or getting them brought to justice. We had a judge, I would call him a rogue judge. You can call him whatever you want. I know nothing about him. I heard about this very late in the process, and I said, that's a strange order. You have local judges, local federal judges, period, and DAs and prosecutors, DAs, state attorney generals that want to really take over. I think some of it's for the publicity. They love the publicity. All of a sudden, they're on the front page of every newspaper, but they have no right to be.
When we come back, President Trump reacts to the latest Doge news, and it's a court ruling. More of my interview with the president next. Now more of my interview with President Trump. Moving on to Doge, Judge Theodore Chuang is a federal district court judge in Maryland, has ruled against the Trump administration's efforts, Mr. President, to shut down USAID, ordering the government on an accelerated basis to basically reinstate the agency's statutory functions. Your reaction to this development?
Look at the fraud that we've caught. We've caught so much fraud, so much waste, so many employees that never showed up to work, and we have a judge from a very liberal state who ruled like that. So bad for our country.
So I guess they closed the department. They're going to have to reopen
the department. Well, we'll be appealing it, I guess. Not I guess, I guarantee you. We will be appealing it. We have rogue judges that are destroying our country.
Well, do you believe that at this point, given the totality of these lawsuits, it's a cavalcade of lawsuits, that your administration could be further hampered, your agenda could be slowed down? They're throwing monkey wrenches at you with these judicial rulings.
Well, we have to go through an appellate process. That takes a long time. We have a judge that...
Do you have time?
We have a judge...
That's the point.
We have time. We're going to be making a lot of money because of tariffs. The good news is we've got it on... We're going to very soon be on an even keel. We're going to be taking in a lot of money. The Trump card, the gold card, whatever they want to call it's okay with me. Whatever's going to sell better is fine with me. It'd be nice to get a piece, but I don't get a piece. Okay, I get nothing out of it. All I do is want to make this country successful again. We're taking in tremendous amounts of money. We have car companies that are building here who 6 months ago were going to build in Mexico, massive plants. They're building them in the United States. We have Honda is going to Indiana. We have them opening up in Michigan. It's amazing what's happening.
But for federal judges, district court judges, to order a sitting president to reinstate fired employees, you're the chief executive officer of the United States. You order that these agencies be reviewed.
Fired employees, many of whom didn't even report to work, many of whom were scamming this country. And you see the same thing. I could read them off, and I did during various speeches. I read off deal after deal after deal, all big scams. And we have a guy that wants to make a name for himself. You know, in many cases, they're just grandstanders. They want to make a name for themselves. So we'll appeal it, and hopefully we will meet with reasonable appeals. You know, I've won great cases on appeals.
Yeah, well, some of maybe people weren't fired, maybe they were temporarily put on suspended. So we'll see how this plays out. But he's very unhappy with what happened at USAID.
Well, he shouldn't be. You know what he should do? He should really look at where the money went. They don't ever want to do that. You know, the Democrats always talk about, oh, our Constitution's been violated. The one thing they never talk about is, where did these billions of dollars go? They never want to look, because when you see where the money went and the scams, you don't even have to see anything. Just look at the heading and the scam that they've created. And a judge like him will never look at that. They'll just say, oh, you want to, it sounds so nice. USAID, isn't it beautiful? But it's a whole big scam, Laura. And A judge like that is so bad for our country.
Well, it'll be interesting to see whether you're able to shrink the size of this government. Every Republican president has claimed a desire to. Even Obama said we have to find waste, fraud, and abuse, but you're actually doing it, and the judges are trying to stop you.
By the way, we're doing it at levels never seen before.
Lunatics are setting fire to Teslas all across the country. Another horrible incident happened in Las Vegas last night. The FBI is on the scene investigating, and there's an ongoing investigation being led by Pam Bondi. In what you've seen so far, do you consider what's happening an act of domestic political terrorism against one of your allies?
So Elon is a patriot. And again, I hardly knew Elon until the election. And he turned out that he liked me better than he liked these radical lunatics that were in it, better than Kamala, better than Joe, because he's an intelligent person. And he backed me, and he went. And he got very much involved. He actually would go around saying, if Trump doesn't win, our country is over.
But do you consider this an act of domestic terrorism?
I think so.
Why?
I think that if and when they catch the people, and I hope they do, the good thing is they have a lot of cameras in those places, and they've caught some already having to do with that. I think that you will find out that they're paid by people that are very highly political on the left.
Meanwhile, it's because of Elon Musk. Everything he did with SpaceX, that those astronauts stranded for 9 months, they're finally coming home. Mr. President, your reaction to what's unfolding?
So when I came in office, I said, Elon, we got to get them out. You have a rocket ship handy? How many people have a rocket? And Biden left them up. He abandoned them. We could have done this sooner, but Biden didn't want to because he was embarrassed by what happened. So they were up there. They were supposed to be there for a few days. They were there for many months. And now they're coming back. But think of it. Elon's able to do that with his genius. And you have people that hate it. And I really believe these are people that hate our country. It's a big problem. But there aren't so many of them. There are many more that love our country. And they love our country now more than they have maybe ever in their lives. There's never been a movement like MAGA, like America First, call it whatever you want to call it. This is the greatest movement in the history of politics.
What's the next stop for the astronauts? Are they going to be coming to the White House?
No, they're going to, number one, they have to get better. When you're up there and you have no pull in your muscle, you have no gravity, you can lift 1,000 pounds like this. They have to get better. It's going to be a little bit tough for them. It's not easy. They're up a long time. And when they do, they'll come to the Oval Office.
Now more of my interview with President Trump. They have a $60 billion trade deficit. China has like a $300 billion last year. You said it goes up to, when you add it all up, it's $1 trillion.
Way over 100, Canada. And here's my problem with Canada. Canada was meant to be the 51st state because we subsidize Canada by $200 billion a year. We don't need their cars. We don't need their lumber. We have a lot of lumber. We freed it up, as you know, last week. We're freeing it up so that you can actually cut down a tree without being, given the death penalty. Because what these radical environmentalists have done to our country, but we freed it up. But we don't need their lumber. We don't need their energy. We don't need anything. We certainly don't want their automobiles. They make a lot of millions of automobiles are sent in. I'd rather have them made in Michigan. I'd rather have them made in South Carolina or any one of our...
But you're tougher with Canada than you are with some of our biggest adversaries.
Only because it's meant to be our 51st state. And
okay, but...
but listen to this for a second.
We need their territory. They have territorial advantage. We're not going to let them get close to China.
Look, right? I deal with every country, indirectly or directly. One of the nastiest countries to deal with is Canada. The people that... Now, this was Trudeau. The people that good old Justin, I call him Governor Trudeau, his people were nasty. And they weren't telling the truth. They never told the truth. They'd say, well, we don't charge. Well, they do. They charge tremendous. They charge tremendous. And if you look at dairy products, what they've done to our farmers, I'd go up to Iowa, I'd go up to different places, Nebraska, and they would always complain about Canada, how they get ripped off. Do you know that Canada has a 250% tariff? 250, nobody knows that. They charge us numbers that are crazy. We have a very big deficit with Canada, and there's no reason, much more, we have much more. Just so you understand, we subsidize Canada, and I like Canada. I love Canada. I love Wayne
now
Gretzky.
the Liberal guys,
I love his wife.
The Liberal Party is going to win now in the next election, most likely. And they were down and out. Isn't that going to make them more hostile to us and possibly
I'd rather deal with a Liberal than a
for China closer to Canada, and that would really put us in a bind.
The conservative that's running is stupidly no friend of mine. I don't know him, but he said negative things. So when he says negative things, I couldn't care less. I think it's easier to deal, actually, with a Liberal. And maybe they're going to win, but I don't really care. It doesn't matter to me at all.
So your end game is what with them?
My end game is I don't want to have a big deficit. I don't want to see the United States of America, and you say 60 and I say 200, but it doesn't matter. I don't want us to pay 60 or $200 billion to a country that if they were a state, think of this, it would be our biggest, most beautiful, it would be great. This state, it would be cherished. We'd take care of it. The people would pay half what they're paying right now. Canada pays very little for defense. They think we're going to defend them.
We protect them.
What?
We protect them.
We protect them. We protect them. Do you know in NATO they pay less than anybody else? In everything else, they go, we're in the process of buying 48 icebreakers. All of a sudden I see Canada's involved where they're going to get a piece of them. I say, what are they paying? And so I got tired of it. Here's the story. I had one of the most successful economies. I had the most successful economy in the history of our country in my first 4 years. We did a great job. Largest tax cuts ever, largest everything. We had right to try where people were able to use drugs. Stupidly, for many years, they weren't able to use, the far-reaching drugs because they weren't approved yet. Somebody's terminally ill, they couldn't do it. With me, they can do it. We did so many things. We rebuilt our military. Canada doesn't pay for military. They don't give any, they give us nothing. And they are the worst people to negotiate with of everybody.
You got them with USMCA. You finally got them around the edge on that, though. I
got them there. And USMCA is good, but they cheat. An agreement's good, but they cheat. And Mexico cheats also.
But China cheated on your 2019.
Can I tell you what?
Phase one, they totally cheated and dropped it with Biden. You had a great deal.
When Biden took over, he didn't push them. I would call up once every 2 weeks saying you're not living up to the agreement, and they'd buy more corn, more this. So the most we ever did was $15 billion with China, the farmers and everything, and manufacturing. I had them up to $50 billion, and they were doing it. When Biden got it, do you think Biden called up President Xi and said, you're screwing us?
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.